Hi, I'm Zoe Amma, and I want to share with you some advice for how you can lead AI strategy in a large charity. Now, those of you who will have seen the latest Charity Digital Skills Report, which just came out recently, will have read about how 76% of charities are now using AI. We also know from the report that there's huge potential to support leaders and grow their skills and confidence with AI as well. Now, it so happens that I've just been working with 50 large charity leaders on the Charity AI Leadership Accelerator program, which we've been running in partnership with Microsoft. And I had the pleasure of working alongside 50 large charity leaders to help them work out where they're going next with AI and to develop their roadmaps for the future. So over the course of these 4 videos, specifically for large charities, I want to share with you some tried and tested techniques that worked for them, how you can start to develop your strategic approach, how you can work with your board, how you can build the confidence and capabilities of your team, and also what those next steps could potentially look like. So there are a few things that I would recommend to get started. And the first thing I would say is please know that you do not need to be a technical expert. You don't need to be an AI expert to help your organisation begin to move forward. So the first thing is to start to map out what you're currently doing in AI. And we know from our report that large charities are a bit further ahead with AI and they're much more likely to be using AI already. Even if you think that your charity is probably not using AI, the chances are that in a large organisation there will be someone somewhere, even if it's just a small group or an individual, who are already using these tools, and there will be something that you can learn from them. So looking at your staff, starting to understand and talk to them about how they're beginning to use these tools, where they've been using them so far, what they might have learnt, what they know about how AI is helping them or not helping them will be really, really important. So starting to map what's going on in your organisation. What also might be really useful is that we know that a lot of functionality has started to creep into the technologies that charities are already using. And there's some great tools out there, and chances are you might have access to some of them already. So working with your IT colleagues to look at where AI is starting to be embedded in the tools that you use, and to do a bit of a review, a tech audit of what's there and what you could potentially get more value from, what perhaps might not be so useful, how you might go about getting more from these tools. Really beginning to map what you have will be really, really important. Then in terms of staff, I would begin by doing a skills audit. So once you've had that conversation with them about how they're using AI, what you've learned, and if you've been using AI for a while, you might already have some observations, insights you can draw on. Getting a baseline from a survey or doing some interviews about what's going well, what could be improved, what those skills are across your organisation will be really key. The other thing that I would do is look at your data capabilities as well. To get more from AI, you're ultimately going to have to be doing more with your data. Where's it stored? Can you work it harder? Is it secure? How could you use AI to learn more from your data in a way that's going to help you and help the individuals that you support? So doing a bit of a data audit as well will be important. And then the final thing I would do is to start to look at other organisations in your space. So those might be other mental health charities, for example. They might be other organisations that the people you support aren't relying on. How are they using AI? What can you learn from what they have done? Are there any great ideas that you can borrow? So that's the first thing that you can do. And once you've been through that phase, you will start to identify who the people are in your organisation who might be those natural champions for AI. So they might be people who've been using it for a while and are really skilled up and they're doing some really interesting things with it. It might be that you've got people in your IT team who could be really helpful around managing risk, for example. Think about those different skills that you need, whether they're technical skills or whether they're softer skills around things like change management, for example, and start to identify what that team looks like and how you can begin to work together. Thirdly, what you need to do is start to articulate what your vision for transformation looks like. So once you've done that internal audit of how you're using AI and looked at what's going on externally, what are you ultimately aiming for here? What might success look like? Now, that might need to be a bit of a working draft at the moment, but once you've got that insight, you will begin to get an idea of, well, where's this going and how can it help us achieve our mission and vision? So beginning to sketch that out will be really helpful as a way to support the decisions you will need to make next. And then the fourth thing is to remember that AI is ultimately a change program. Yes, it's about the technology, but you've got to earn the trust of your staff and also the people you support when you take those next steps forward. To some extent, the technology is the easy bit. It's the getting people on side that's going to be harder. So in my experience, what staff will need is reassurance that you want to support them in developing their skills, that you're going to learn alongside them, that you're committed to helping them grow those skills for the long term will help provide that comfort and reassurance that they need. I hope that's been helpful. Please do take a look at the other videos in this series, and if you have liked that, please do sign up for more resources, more support for leaders by following the link at the end of this video. Thank you.